Okay. This is almost 1 minute. Huh? Okay. Let me share screen. Okay, it's air time now, everybody. So, Good evening, all friends. This is the voice of Taiwan US.net, and the worldwide Taiwanese join together to voice out for Taiwan. And to join the mainstream to walk into the world is our voice. And from since the February 24th earlier this year, and Putin, Russia invade Ukraine. So it started the war, and we all panic, and we are worried about the safety of the Ukraine. And that brings us all here together. And since that happened, the Taiwanese community had kick off the special program. So we targeted for the 15th series, and every Saturday we invite the speaker come over and to address what the impact for this war. And since this is a Heritage Month, Asian Heritage Month, so I will walk out a little bit the history of the Heritage Month. In 1991, that's the first time the president proclaimed the Heritage Month, May. And just to remember that the first Japanese come to the country in 1843, and also the Chinese labor, they finished the railroad, so that's in 1868, I believe. So in order to to recognize them, they all happen in May. So they proclaimed that the May is the Heritage Month. But the first proclamation was published in 1991. If you look into the Google, and they will tell you the 1992, it's totally because you choose the different public law. The 1991, we use the public law, it's 101-2A3, and that's the proclamation for good for 91 and 92. But in 92, the date of the 92, they passed another law, 102-450. So that is good for the 1993 and 94. So at that time, the president changed to Bill Clinton, okay? So since 94, he proclaimed the proclamation for 93 and 94 all together, okay? That's based on the public law 102-450. And then in 2009, Obama changed the name from the Asian Pacific American Heritage to the Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage. And now the name is totally changed. We had the new name called the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Island. So the name is changed, okay? That starts from last year, 2021. So you can see just this few pictures, you can see the history of their heritage. And our local Asian American get together to celebrate this month since 1994 and 2019. because the pandemic we stopped for 3 years, so we don't have the celebration. But this all happened. Sometime we have it in Union City and San Jose, Sacramento, but we stay in Union City most of the time. And today we had a special program that the community to voice out their support Ukraine, stand with Ukraine. And I would like to start with the Asian American Federation of California. And this group, we time to time meet together. This is a while ago. I believe that I don't see Sue, but Terry is here. Okay. And I had John Ally supposed to come in, but he couldn't make it. So why don't we start with Terry and Sue? They on behalf of the Wataiko community. Your time.
Good evening. My name is Sue Eustace, and this is my husband Terry Eustace, and we have Waidaiko Newark has existed for about 20 years, and we have students, Asian students, Black students. We take anybody and everybody that wants to learn Taiko, and it's been really interesting. Is we kind of stay connected through texting. We have a text string of about 30 people, and it's interesting when John asked me to speak on this topic tonight, that it was on Ukraine and Russia attacking Ukraine. And it was interesting because this has been a heavy topic amongst the people on this texting line. And people are really concerned. They feel that, a lot of sympathy for Ukraine of being attacked by
It stopped the line? Yeah.
We can do as members of the United States to support these people. I've been very, very surprised. It's not anything that I initiated. I'm like John. I definitely get into different points of view and have strong opinions. But it was really interesting. This is just general members of my Taiko group that feel very strongly in support of Ukraine and from being attacked by another nation. And they're some of them are Chinese, some of them are Taiwanese, some of them are, I'm German, and my husband is German. And so it's just been everybody that has a concern. And we are doing what we can to reach out and support people. But this is something that reluctantly we see from time to time is people taking and abusing other human beings. So we're greatly concerned. To have anybody that plans on doing something, let me know what it is, and I will generally communicate that with the rest of the Taiko people. But we're pretty much a close family, and they're really upset in the idea that people are being treated this way. And a lot of them do come from areas around the world that have been attacked themselves, and so they kind of have a feeling of what it's like for these people. So sadly enough, anything that we can do to help, we would be willing to do it. So I hope that that's enough, John. I
good.
Didn't prepare for this.
No, this is good. At least you let us know. Yeah, Terry. Yeah, go ahead.
Once in a while, you put together fundraisers to support different groups and events. And if you do, in this instance, our Taiko group will do everything it can to be available to add entertainment and help you gain funds, because we feel that what's going on in Ukraine is very important for the future of the world.
Yes.
Because if Ukraine falls, it establishes certain precedences that can be carried through in Taiwan, Hong Kong,
yes,
many other places, that every little group that loses its freedom affects us all, because we're all family, everybody in the world. So our Taiko people and us support you in any way we can.
Great. Yeah. We definitely will put together, yes. Once, the community back to normal, then we should have the community event together. At the time, I think between you and our next speaker, Van Lay, they already had a close contact with the local Ukrainian people already. So why don't we, shift the gear to Van, and I bring up let me share the PowerPoint again.
You want me to start, John?
Yeah. Let me pull out your
I can start, you can pull out.
Okay, go ahead. Start it.
Hello everyone. My name is Van Lay, Eastside Union High School District Board Trustee for 12 years and candidate for City Council of San Jose District 7, the 10th largest city of USA to have a voice of Asian American community as well as Vietnamese American community in city of San Jose. I want to thank John Shea, who is my colleague in business career and help out to start a new chapter to celebrate the Asian American Festival in city of San Jose, and look forward to get to know all of you and work collaboratively so we can celebrate the Asian American Heritage Month, maybe in person after the pandemic next year. We are standing together to support Ukraine community. As one of Vietnamese American leader, we did organize the rally with many community leaders 17 days after the Ukraine war in San Jose, in Little Saigon area. I had sent some picture and video about the interview the Ukraine representative to John, but we are strongly against the Russia invade Ukraine almost 3 months today. I stand against the aggression put forth by Russia, Vladimir Putin specifically. One of the most important ways we can help here at home is to welcome the Ukraine refugees. Like many people here, my family and many others are refugees from a war-torn country. We could not have left Saigon if the North Vietnam did not take over the South Vietnam. We have been through anxiety, chaos, fear under the bomb was over the city, curfew to the city during the last day of the fall of Saigon. And we understood the hardship and sympathized with how Ukraine people had to leave their home country during the war. So many people had to risk their life because they could not accept the communists. No one wanted to have the war because many innocent children, family have to split, as well as soldier have to die or injure, and building and school have to be destroyed. I encourage all of us here today to welcome Ukrainian refugees to this country, and I encourage everyone to donate what they can to help out Ukrainian sisters and brothers. They too are victims of a war-torn country. They may never get an opportunity to go back home. I'm glad that our country is providing aid to Ukraine. We need to provide as much humanitarian support as we can. War and violence can never be the solution, as they inevitably result in humanitarian tragedies and the violation and denial of human rights, including the right to live in a safe and healthy environment. As a global movement rooted in the pursuit of justice and system change, we recognize the importance of lifting our voice together to proclaim solidarity with those who face oppression and those who are calling for peace. I would like to express its full support to our members and colleagues in Ukraine, their families, and all people affected by the unfolding tragedy. Together, let us use our voices and our platform to renounce war and demand peace. I'm sorry I cannot stay too long because I have to drive from Sacramento to San Jose for, from a delegate assembly meeting from California School Board Association. But I thank you everyone, especially John, to put this important video together, that we have a strong voice for the Asian American community.
Thank you, Van. I do have your video, so drive carefully and then see you back into Bay Area, and I will start to play your video, okay?
Okay, thank you, John.
Take your time, okay. Now let's watch.
Dưới sự cai trị độc tài, tàn ác, vô nhân đạo của Tổng thống Putin, và đã đứng ra tổ chức biểu tình ngày hôm nay. Cuộc chiến tranh này đã làm cho Vân Lê nhớ đến ngày Quốc hận 30 tháng 4 mà Cộng sản Bắc Việt đã chiếm miền Nam Việt Nam, làm bao nhiêu gia đình tan nát và chia ly. Vân Lê cũng như tất cả những người Việt tị nạn Cộng sản đã trải qua vấn đề tị nạn và cũng đã hiểu rõ những khó khăn của cộng đồng Ukraine cũng như đất nước Ukraine. Vì vậy, Vân Lê rất là mong muốn tất cả quý vị cùng hỗ trợ cho người dân Ukraine và để chúng ta chống lại sự tàn bạo của Putin. Vì vậy, Vân Lê kêu gọi thế giới phải đứng lên và chống lại với Ukraine. Là một người ủy viên giáo dục, Vân Lê luôn luôn ủng hộ cho tất cả các thế giới cũng như là cho những người bạn trẻ đã cùng nhau đã sống trong cái đất nước Hoa Kỳ tự do dân chủ, và chúng ta cũng không quên những đất nước nào mà hiện giờ đang bị cai trị ở cộng sản. Vì vậy, Vân Lê cũng rất là mong tất cả quý vị ngày hôm nay đều đứng lên để mà chống lại bạo tàn của người Nga, nhất là Tổng thống Putin, và cũng đồng lòng với người dân Ukraine để mà hợp tác và cũng như là giúp đỡ để mà đất nước Ukraine có một cuộc sống tự do và dân chủ. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Eastside Union High School District, as well as the student, we are proud to say that with the Vietnamese organization that we support the Ukraine, and we will fight along with you. So let's say support you, Ukraine. Kính thưa tất cả quý vị, Vân Lê hiện giờ đứng với một người đại diện của bên cộng đồng Ukraine, cô tên là Anna. Vân Lê muốn hỏi cổ vài lời. Hi, my name is Vân Lê. I am also one of community leader as well as Eastside School Board trustee. Would like to ask you a few words about this rally today. How do you feel about the rally today? The Vietnamese American community stand with Ukraine community. And mention your name.
My name is Anna. First of all, I'm thank you so much that Vietnamese community invited us and organized this meeting to support Ukraine, to support my people in my country. Today is the 17th day of war, brutal invasion of Russian Federation, who is trying to occupy my country. My people in my country, they are brave, they are staying strong, they are protecting the solidarity, the freedom, the land of my country, and we are fighting for the freedom.
Kính thưa quý vị, bà nói là bà là Anna, bà cũng rất là cảm ơn cộng đồng của chúng ta đã đến để mà ủng hộ cho cộng đồng Ukraine, và bà nói là đất nước của bà cũng như là những người dân và những người lính đã đứng lên và chống lại cái chế độ của người Nga đã xâm chiếm đất nước bà, và bà cũng cảm ơn tất cả mọi người đã ủng hộ cho bà. So right now it's 17 days, right? day.
It's already 17th day.
Bây giờ là 17 ngày rồi. Thì ra là bà muốn rằng là muốn nói lên đây là cái tiếng nói là những người ở trong tự do dân chủ. So the last word is we, you know, as a refugee of Vietnam, we knew how hardship that you've been through. You know, your community, your country been through, just like in Vietnam. We had the North Communists invade the South Vietnam. So we understood and we stand behind, you know, the Ukraine community.
We support and we appreciate that people from all over the world support us. Everybody understand what is happening right now. It's terrorism, it's a brutal war, and it's invasion of my country. Thank you.
As, ngày hôm nay bà tới bà cảm ơn cộng đồng của chúng ta đã đứng beside that. I'm on the school side board trustee, but I'm also support and all of those students. Yesterday at the multicultural, we raised the Ukraine flag. And we really appreciate, we really honor everyone's flag. You know, no other country, not communist. Kính thưa quý vị, Vân Lê cũng nói đó là ngày hôm qua, Vân Lê đã đi vào trường Independence và Vân Lê cùng với lại các em học sinh ở trong trường đã có cái buổi trình diễn với tất cả các sắc dân và đã có cái lá cờ của Ukraine trong cái ngày đó. Xin cảm ơn. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So much important that world, everybody will see what is going on right now. True information, no disinformation of Russian Federation.
So right now, that Facebook or media has been publicized because
everything. We are publishing everything. All evidence has to be published right now, and we are doing our best to show people the reality. Information.
Dạ, bà nói rằng là bà cũng nói lên trên những cái cơ quan truyền thông cũng đã phổ biến những cái tin tức về Ukraine và bà cũng rất mong là cái sự mà hỗ trợ của tất cả quý vị. Wow. So thank you and we here behind you and support you.
We appreciate your support. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yes.
This is Irina and your name?
Aksana.
Yeah. I am President and CEO of the USA News Agency and Daily Newspaper here. And also our Viet Press USA television, cameraman there. We have a lot of show time and everything to broadcast our support to your country, to your Ukrainian
It is so wonderful
people.
to see our community come together, our Vietnamese American community, our Ukrainian American community come together and support each other.
Everything we proud
I know the Vietnamese here in our city understand what it is to fight a war, to fight for freedom, to have their families separated, and that heartbreak and that tragedy comes up again, and we feel
we believe that your country will win
the same thing.
And
And we want Ukraine to be a free country.
Those words are very important.
And we want Russia to stay in Russia.
Other people believe in us as well.
yeah,
And we want to support you.
Miss
So we're here today all together,
is a city
showing our support for
candidate
Ukraine.
for city council of
Let's stand with Ukraine today.
this city, and we believe that she will win this election.
So this are Union High School Board Trustee. Okay, but I mentioned earlier here that I will support Ukraine community as well as students because we suffer the same way when we were in Vietnam and we knew how hardship that we've been through. And yesterday we have a multicultural event performance in Independence, one of the high school in my district, and we did honor Ukraine.
I think the share screen stopped but I had the other short one. This one is good too. Only 2 minutes.
Rick and Court, this is a tight-knit community of Vietnamese Americans, and they say they feel the pain of the Ukrainian people. That's why they're having a vigil protest lasting through 9 o'clock tonight. As you see, there are a lot of speakers. Hundreds of people are here with Ukrainian flags, and they say they're supporting the people overseas because they really empathize with them. They're speaking out against the Ukrainian invasion by Russia. Organizers say this Vietnamese American community understands the pain and heartache of all of the Ukrainian people. Many say they've lived through wars, lost loved ones themselves, and are former refugees who survived armed conflict. They've made a humanitarian plea to the U.S. Congress to send more aid to Ukraine.
As we are aware that after the fall of Saigon in 1965, millions of Vietnamese escaped the country, and a lot of 100,000 of Vietnamese, we came to America. So we came here for freedom.
It's very important that we as Americans, as one nation living in America, will support democracy and freedoms in Europe, because the battlefield is Ukraine, but in fact it's a big threat for democracy and for rights and freedoms of all the world.
This is organized by the city of Westminster, the mayor that you heard from there. A lot of these folks, as you see behind me, they say they have lived through the horror of war, and they want to do everything they can to support Ukraine. And coming up at 7 o'clock, we're going to hear from a U.S. Congresswoman who just landed here. She's going to talk about the importance of supporting everyone overseas. Reporting live here in West.
Okay. So far, this is only community I know that connect with the Ukraine local community. So I think Van and Vietnamese community do give us a good direction that we should work more hard to outreach our hand to the Ukraine community. Although in Taiwanese community we do raise a lot of fund, over 100,000. We ship it directly to the Poland, and we had a connection there. And the Poland's Taiwanese community, they outreach to the Ukraine NGO. So we do help them directly too. But right now, I would like to introduce our next speaker. That will be my old friend. Oh, before I jump to Bill, I forgot to. This is a Wataiko. So I do have prepared, but I just missed place. So this is your introduction. It's supposed to be okay. And
that's what we do. That's what we do.
Yes, that's what Taiko.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Claire just said her daughter with her family and did take your class before. Yeah.
She was very talented. She's probably one of the better taiko players that I've seen, especially in a style called miyake. She was great. That's really good.
Yes. Okay. All right. Next one, we introduce my old friend. It's Bill McCarthy. I think before I know or I connect with the Asian American Federation, I do network with Bill in San Francisco for a long time. I think Bill is leader in the San Francisco area. He chair almost every social meeting. That's all under his direction anyway. So I will have Bill take over the microphone and go ahead. Then we stop the sharing. Okay.
Well, John, thank you so much. And, happy Asian American Month, Heritage Month, really important. I'm actually married to an Asian American. My husband and all my in-laws are from the Philippines. So I'm well aware of the importance of this month, and of course the Philippines have had their own problems as well, and so I'm well aware of the things that are happening in the world to the Asian community. Our organization, Unity Foundation, has been around for 46 years, and we promote world peace, cooperation, and unity. And we mostly do that. We used to do a lot of special events, but we mostly do that now through the media. And so what we're doing, coming up in 1 month, on the 20th of June, we're doing an International Refugee Day global broadcast. So go all over the world. We work with UN agencies and focus on what's happening to the refugees all around the world and the war. So that's going to be something that we're going to be doing very, very soon. We also just created a film recently, which has to do with the anti-nuclear issue, and of course what happened in Chernobyl when the Russians came into Chernobyl, and we were all afraid that that was going to be the leakage of the nuclear. So we've done a film on that too, and we have a television show which also promotes peace all the time, and we have segments on the peace. The next show we're going to be doing next month will be focusing on what's happening with the refugees and how people around the world are coming together to help our brothers and sisters from Ukraine. So those are some of the things that we do. I have a presentation here. It's a little long. I don't know if John, do you want to show the whole thing, John?
We can try. Let me bring it up. Just a second.
John called me and said, I want you to present for a half hour. And I said, a half hour? That's a long time.
Okay. Let me, we can maybe 20 minutes.
So it's a little bit longer.
Okay.
On September 20th, top educators from the United Nations and non-governmental organizations around the world will join together in a groundbreaking peace education conference and launch of a campaign to create a peace education day at the United Nations. Positive Spin viewers are invited to see this special conference on the Peace Channel, www.peacechannel.com.
One world, one love.
My take on peace takes me back to when I was a kid in Liverpool. I remember once talking to my father about whether people wanted peace. It seemed like there was so much war and so much stress in the world. He said, people want peace. Everybody, everyone wants peace. He said, it's the governments, the politicians who want the fights.
The first thing I always think of when I think about people trying to create peace is that they try to create it out there as if it doesn't come from inside. And I think the only way that there's ever going to be peace in the whole world is when we all learn to have peace within ourselves.
And then, of course, there's the activism part of peace, which is to try to get involved in some level in helping make peace happen in your world.
On this day, at a time when the world is not at peace, at a time when there are such ever-present threats to the very survival of the human race, on this day we use all of our power, the power of our imagination, the power of our intentions, the power of our prayers, and the power of our efforts to say, we can do it different. We can change the world. Why? Because we said so. Praise God.
There's so much hunger, there's so much crime, there's so much terrorism in this world. Remember one thing, our life is more than half over most of us. We're not going to live 500-600 years. We need to unite, we need to help each other, we need to be nice to each other. And give, don't take, give back.
Just coexist with each other, and not necessarily always having to agree on every issue, but not allowing our our differences to cause us to hate each other.
Be kind to your friends. Go out of your way for people. And don't honk your horn.
Peace to me means being able to look your fellow human being, your friend in the eyes and saying, I don't hold anything against you. I have no ill will wished upon you or anyone that you know. I only want the best for you and your friends and my family and everyone in this world, because everyone deserves a chance to make not only their dreams come true, but to make the world a better place because of our dreams.
There are so many ways we can make the world around us more peaceful, through small acts of kindness, showing respect for people, animals, and the environment.
We have to treat the earth better, we have to treat ourselves better, we have to treat our brothers and sisters, no matter what our skin color is, no matter what our religion is, no matter whether we're transgender, gay, purple, blue, black, we're all people. And life's too short and the world's too small to be doing otherwise.
The Peace Day global internet broadcast promotes the United Nations, its agencies, funds and programs around the world working for peace, the environment, human rights, and social and economic justice.
Peace is something that should be fought for without weaponry, as intensely, more intensely, than fighting a war. Peace is the most precious possession we can achieve. The opposite of peace is the wasting of life, bloodshed, and arriving at no solution whatsoever.
I think if people step back and say, okay, what is peace? Peace has to start with us. We can't just be pointing fingers. We have to start by being peaceful and by compassion and understanding. And it's a tricky time right now.
So at night, if you feel like you're so frustrated or hate everybody, hey, you can get up in the morning and start again. You can say, I can be kind. I can be loving. I can evolve. And we can have peace.
We need peace in the world in every corner. We all have to do our bit to make everybody happy, healthy, and to make a solution. We all get along here.
Well, it's what the world needs now. Wasn't that a song? How what the world needs now, they said love, but what the world needs now is love and peace.
Peace is the answer. Love is the answer. I got that from love.
Peace and love, compassion and understanding is the only thing that's going to get us out of this mess. And that's the truth.
Well, peace means respecting other people's rights. There was the famous Mexican president, Benito Juarez, who said, el respeto al derecho ajeno es la paz. Respecting other people's rights is peace. That's number one. Peace means a world without violence. Peace means a world that we not only care for each other, but that we also care for our earth, for Mother Earth, for our planet.
We're all different in our own ways. And whether it's religion, whether it's color, whether it's race, whatever you name it, and if we can all just get along and and understand one another, that we're all different and love one another, this place will just be a lot better, man. Be a lot better.
Captain America stands for liberty and peace and justice for all.
I'm Marilyn King. And as an Olympian, I take our ancient role as messengers very seriously, which is why I'm carrying the Olympic torch today, because I want to pass it on to you. Peace is such a wonderful thing in this world. We all need global peace, so we can live in a world in peace and harmony.
The path we are on can be changed. You're that change. I want to encourage you to take seriously and consciously your power as citizens and intervene in the political process and your local communities as means of ensuring optimal quality of life. From that too, and I think there should be peace in the galaxy.
And many of us remember John Lennon's famous plea, "Give peace a chance." For this to happen, peace must have a much greater priority in public policies and institutions. It has to be taught in schools, promoted by the world's religions, given institutional support. Where are the public departments for peace? We need to strengthen security by abolishing and eliminating nuclear weapons and other weapons of mass destruction.
Let's give peace a chance. Think about it. The future's in our hands.
But I would give the world, if the world were nothing but peace, so that no other mother's children ever have to serve. And remember, this is your mother talking.
I'm going to have my moment now. Oh, I feel good. Peace and love, everybody.
One world, one love.
John?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was some music tracking back there, but for some reason it didn't,
Okay.
You see that, when you see that gentleman popping up, well, he's singing actually, but for some reason it didn't play.
Sure. No problem. So, Bill, before you go say few more words, then I will jump to the second one.
Oh, sure. Well, first of all, I want to thank John. He's been one of our board members for more than half a century. And so much of what we do is because our board is so amazing. We have 3 other board members. They've all been with us for more than 25 years. I just want to mention their names: Lorian Towers, Gary Floyd, and I'm having a senior moment. But at any rate, I wanted to thank them for everything that they've done for us during these years. And I also want to let people know that, we're here, our organization is here for one reason, and that is to promote the good things that people are doing, promote the activism, to promote those things in the world that are making a difference. And we do that through our television program, Positive Spin. We do that through our global broadcast. We do that through our educational programs. And, that's what we do. And we're so proud to be part of this program and also this important month. And also I want to mention our other board member, Alexander Laszlo, and thank them, because here I am with 4 incredible people who've been with me for 25 plus years making all this happen. So I just wanted to make sure that I let them know how much I care about them.
Bill, thank you so much for guiding us. Go ahead. Now I will introduce our next speaker. Okay, I haven't seen him get online yet, but this Giovanni. So he is the person in the San Francisco Bay Area. I believe more than that. It could be the whole United States. If you mention the Friends of Tibet, everyone knows his name. Okay, so let me go to the introduction of the Giovanni. Just a second.
Dr. Dilek, welcome to Tibet TV's program on Tibet support groups. In today's edition of Introducing Tibet Support Groups, we will discuss about Bay Area Friends of Tibet in the United States of America. To discuss about Bay Area Friends of Tibet, I'm joined by its president, Mr. Giovanni Vassallo. Welcome to Tibet TV, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Sir, first I would like to ask you about your organization. So can you tell our audience how did your organization come into existence and what are the major aims and objectives and how many members are there currently, sir?
These are great questions. Bay Area Friends of Tibet is one of the oldest Tibet support groups in the world, at least in the United States. Founded in 1983 by such former members such as Tepo Tupu Rinpoche and Tenzin Sonam, who is from White Crane Films, and Ritu Sering, and Tenzin Sonam was the son of Lamo Sering, the chief of the operations of the Mustang Resistance Movement. So him and other members like Jigme, Yuge Rapchen Setang, and others formed Bay Area Friends of Tibet. And the mission of BayFIT is to study, to promote, and to preserve Tibetan culture in all of its aspects and to educate the public about all things about Tibet. Now, in the past, we've had different types of membership lists. On Twitter, we have over 2,400 members, and on Facebook, we have hundreds of members. As far as the members itself, we have always been mostly volunteers, and most of the board members were around started in the 1990s or in the 2000s, and many have started to pass away. So now we're doing it to a very small number of actual people who are running the organization.
Okay, sir. So actually, your organization is carrying out lots of activities for the cause of Tibet, but there are two major activities. That is Tibet Day and 10 March. So tell us about these two major activities and what are the responses from public?
Well, we held an annual Tibet Day, which was actually stemmed from March 10th. March 10th and Tibet Day were two of the same event originally, but back in the 80s and 90s when the Tibetan community was just starting in the San Francisco Bay Area in California, it was decided to move Tibet Day to be a separate day so that would focus on more of the cultural aspect and not just on the protests and the street protests. But so what we have done is we had Tibet Days organized up until 2012, where hundreds of people through many years have been educated on the issue of Tibet and introduced to Tibet. And as far as March 10th, Tibetan National Uprising Day, we know this is something that's the anniversary every year. So every year, I, for instance, would have always spoken at every Tibetan National Uprising Day since 1997. But in the past, I have done things, and BayFIT has done things such as being the key liaison to bring Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi to the Tibetan community and have her representatives speak there and be the connector between the Tibetan community and, for instance, the San Francisco city leaders and others. And but in addition to all of this, BayFIT is famous, most famous originally for the resettlement of Tibetans into the Bay Area, including resettling over 65 Tibetans and their families into the Bay Area. And so then over the years, we still also continue to provide all sorts of support to Tibetans, including finding them jobs and helping them find new life in a new way to support
Recently, your government passed a new law, Tibetan Policy and Support Act of 2020. So my question is, how did you feel when you heard this news, and how will this new law strengthen the cause of Tibet?
Well, I think it was great news when I heard that this was passed. I remember when the first Tibet Policy Act in 2002 was passed with the leadership of Lodi Gyari and International Campaign for Tibet. And so this was the natural extension of many much more thoughts and codification of the U.S. thinking on Tibet. And I thought it was wonderful that it would help protect the institution of the Dalai Lama by having a world strongness superpower back the idea that the Tibetan Buddhists can decide their own religion peacefully, and that the Dalai Lama can decide his own reincarnation as is his right. And I thought that was very important, as well as something that India could take a cue on as protecting the waters of Tibet, and the environmental concerns raised in the Tibet Policy Act I thought was very important, and the way it also again provided more protection as far as the relationship of the United States formally with the Tibetan people in exile, giving more of a recognition to the Central Tibetan Administration, and encouraging dialogue, not just with His Holiness the Dalai Lama or Dalai Lama's representative, but actually respecting democracy and say, let's also include in this Central Tibetan Administration. You should also can talk to them as well, or them, Dalai Lama, or the elected people representatives. So I thought that was another good step. Now, I always think that personally that Tibet deserves complete freedom. So there's always so much more improvement.
Sir, as you are well aware that Tibetans are seeking a genuine autonomy based on middle way approach. So how important do you think is the role of middle way approach for the cause of Tibet?
Well, I look at it, the middle way approach, from the idea of perspective of self-determination. This is one very strong proposal that actually helps celebrate the Tibetan right to decide their own future in peace. And I think middle way would be strengthened by an additional referendum of the Tibetan people. One person, one vote kind of thing would help support the middle way. If this is what the Tibetan people really want, then this should be solidified as well through the principles that His Holiness the Dalai Lama has championed for so long, and that is genuine democracy. And this gift can only be useful if every Tibetan, as best as possible, can exercise it, and their vote be heard and listened. So if this is the real way that Tibetan people want to go, and they have supported this in many ways through the Central Tibetan Administration, then I think that there should be strong voice of the Tibetan people to be able to have a vote on this again, to reaffirm it, and because it has been, it has a foundation that His Holiness knows, stemming from Tibet's historical status, and still respecting Tibet's past while looking forward to build a genuine mutual relationship. And if we can do that, I don't care the name middle way or some kind of name of the proposal. What we need is the Tibetan people to get the genuine democracy and justice and peace back. And the middle way has been a consistent proposal that has been proposed by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. That has been, again, I feel he used a historical knowledge and deep knowledge of the situation in Tibet to come up with this. So it's not something that can that we can just look away from. We need to study this and see how it can work because of our interconnectedness and interdependence with big powers, and of course Tibet has to live with China, the People's Republic of China. So we want to have a happy relationship and a mutual one. So that's why Middle Way is so good. I personally always feel for Tibetans also maintain the right to decide their own future. If that also means Ronsen, then I will stand behind Tibetans, whatever they decide.
Sir, I have a very interesting question for you. Sir, when did you first come into contact with His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, and tell our audience the relevance of his messages on peace, love, and compassion?
Well, I indirectly came into contact with him when I was 14 years old or even younger, actually, because I was raised as a Buddhist monk. Part of my childhood, my father sent me to a monastery in Nepal, Kachin Chilin, which is a branch of Drikung Monastery, same as His Holiness. So one of my first names was Ngawang, which was one of His Holiness' first names. So I feel I have a spiritual connection with him since childhood and my whole life. But as far as meeting him in person, I was happy to meet him in 2003, somehow amazingly, in 3 different continents, by going to India, by helping to work on him, on his visit to receiving an honorary doctorate degree at the University of San Francisco here, and also at the Tibet Support Group meeting, so in Prague. So 2003, which is an amazing year for me to be able to meet His Holiness in 3 different continents. But I feel like he's always been with me my whole life as being an ex-Buddhist monk.
So before we end our, before we end our discussion, I would like to request you to speak our audience something in Tibetan, since you speak Tibetan very well. So would you like to say something?
So they akudu bupa mimang very strong. I'm sorry, my birthday yakumindu sim bukore, and I always just like to be with Tibetan people. If I can just say that in English, because that's my own mother tongue, and that's what I respect about the Tibetan people.
So with this, we are going to end our discussion here, and I would like to thank you for joining our program. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Good enough.
Okay, so stop sharing. Yeah, so Giovanni probably won't be able to make it. He said that he's in the between from San Francisco, from Berkeley back to San Francisco. So it's okay. And I think we just make it for the first hour presentation. And the second hour, we'll shift the gear to the Taiwanese community. And the Taiwanese community, we have the artists, they want to present their artworks and related to the Ukraine war. So let me start it. It's here. Okay. Start with here. Share. Okay. So let me back to the screen again. Okay. In the Bay Area, we have the Taiwanese Artists, Bay Area Taiwanese Artists Association, And almost every year we have the art exhibition until the COVID-19. So we stopped for almost 3 years already. But back in 2018, we were invited by the San Jose Lync King Library to celebrate the Asian Heritage Month. So we had an art exhibition there. And this group, all the members, it's here, except the Heron Rice. That's Heron Rice, the son, KT. And this is it from every year we had the art shows together. And this is back in 2019, I believe, yeah. And this one, time to time, we had lunch together. So at that time, there's a Heron Rice still with us. And I remember this is June 12, so almost 3 years ago. Yeah, I believe that's our last dinner with the Heron Rice. Yeah. So right now, I will introduce our first artist. Is Mr. Seng Cheng Wang. All his artwork is acrylic, and his kind of like lifetime career is in art painting. And the presentation, Mr. Wang can either present in Taiwanese or in English. It's up to him, okay? And 王老师啊，开始咯。王老师有 online 无 ？Let me check. 王老师係，你無開機 microphone， your microphone。你麦克风没有打开，要打开。Yeah, microphone, yeah. 麦克风最旁边的地方，你邊啊有啊？你上邊啊？ Let me pull up his artwork first, and hopefully he can get to the system. Okay. Wang 老師嗰陣去試過嗬 ，OK。 If saying it's still a trouble to get.
Okay now.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. Saying.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. 開始。
來再講英文。
我給。
We start from OK， 我們開始這張圖畫。這是亡火自焚。 OK， 那他title is 亡火自焚，他是这个普丁自己点上了火，那把世界点燃嘛，世界的攻打世界，就是说，所以他将来他就会被自己烧掉。那我把这张把他的人呢画得很，就是好像妖魔妖怪那种感觉哈。最主要就是说，你们可以看到这张图画是我们最新的21 century。 所以很多新的东西我们都可以看得到，这是Pirates 的 airplane，OK， 这是 是那个Javelin missile 这是什么？是标枪标枪飞弹这边是坦克 go attack to the Ukraine。那这个是 building 被炸还有很多我们看到这个国旗，联合国的国旗，还有乌克兰peace 的那种和平的那个国旗那我们都看得到。你看我们的飞机在这里都是有无人驾驶飞机，这里你看被炸掉了。这边很多 soldier， 这边是这 missile， 那 needle missile。这我们看到这边是人在逃难这是夫妻告别，这是儿子 family 告别，还有老人家都在逃难这是一张差不多3尺by 2尺长OK， 这是一个这我是说玩火自焚，他到最后他会自己烧掉就是了，会毁灭自己。
Okay, Seng, let me stop you here and do a little bit translation. Okay, I think Seng's idea for this drawing, for this picture, is that Putin, he's kind of like a person. He lighting the fire and he end up with burning by himself. You know. In this war, we see a lot of new high tech and the Stinch and also Javelin and also Thorn, all in this war. And of course, that all the missile attack and destroy building and family. So at the bottom of all the soldier military, and they are saying goodbye to their family. Could be the parents, it could be the kids, could be the spouse. It's really a tragedy. Yeah, that's I think it's a good composition and to explain the war. Okay, now we jump to Okay, the second one.
Next. Okay, this is the Zelensky. First of all, you can see this one. The Zelensky, the body is, I draw him like a rock, like a mountain. You can see? This, see? The body just make up of the mountain, like a rock. So the top of the mountain, we can see a lot of that tank. Okay, the tank goes through to it. So, Zelensky, he is kind of a hero. He don't scared from the fight, and he just stay like a rock. So he don't scare everything, and then the fight at the end. That's very wonderful.
So the Seng tried to say, probably you don't see it clearly. All his idea is that Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, has 1,000 tons of burden on his shoulder. So his shoulder is so strong, like a rock, undertake all the burden and undertake the responsibility of the country. So it's a really great leader. Yeah, it's the high point is here. Yeah. 好，過來第一點吼，還有補充喎。
Next.
Okay.
Okay, this one is the bridge. 我讲中文，你翻译。
我跟
这是一条桥哈，这是这个炸掉，它的名字叫做 Vitaly Sketkin。He is about 25 years, 25岁，他是那个 Marine, Ukrainian Marine 的engineer. He tried to blow up the bridge. Don't let you can see the tank right here. 这有那个战车，那个客车，他把它炸掉的时候 tank can go through. This is located to the this bridge is Henry Henichesky Bridge. So it's located down the Skrenia, goes through to the Auckland mainland. Okay, so they broken this one, broke it, and then the tank can go through. Very, she like the hero. We see him. 他鼓动了我们鼓动了乌克兰战争的那个士气，所以我们可以效法他。我们必须像要是老公打过来之后，我们必须有这种精神啊。Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we can learn from Ukraine at this war. Sam tried to say, Marine. He saw, the Russians' tank is going to cross the bridge and get into the mainland of Ukraine to attack the country. So he has no time to pray the timing bomb. He just, tie himself to the bomb and just destroy the bridge and to stop the tank go through the bridge. So he really sacrificed himself, but he saved, part of the country. And this is something we should learn from him and, commit to defend the country and commit to defend the freedom.
Okay, I forgot something here.
Yes.
He is 25 years old, and then his spirit is that people go admire and then respect. So I told his spirit right here. You can see the smoke here become to. You can see the one man here. 你们可以看到哈，有一个人有没有
Yeah.
This one, and then he carried something the bomb. He 自焚，就是说绑在他身上，然后sacrifice so 这是 really 英雄，无论 Okay, that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's the Marine, it's here. He actually showed it on the fire. He tied himself to the bomb and destroyed the bridge. Yeah, it's here. Okay. Very good. Yeah. 过来哈。
Okay. Okay, this one is kind of abstract. You can see the two. The topic is the two dragon on the field. Okay, you can see this one. The field is yellow and blue. So this is Ukraine's the flag color. This is Russia red. So we can see the two dragons, they fight each other, and then you can see the bleeding, the bleed blood, and then spray all over the place, and the smoke over. See, and then make a whole world all become too very confused, and then destroy, damage all the whole world. Okay.
Yeah, you can see the image. These are two, almost like two giant. They call either the dragon or whatever, two fighting is here. So one is the Russian, they invaded Ukraine, and this one tried to defend it. So it fight on the field. You probably see the symbol of the Ukraine. One is their national flag. The bottom half is the green, the yellow field represent the farm. Okay, and this represent the clear sky. Yeah. So.
Okay, next. This is the frame of the fire. You see the big fire on that. 这是战的怎么讲？对 ，for 炸，第一次炸的时候，第一次 炸开的时候，我就心里的感受就是哇，都是火哈。那我看见你可以看到很多的那个 smoke all over the place， 还有这个地方就是变成杂乱无章一样。那这条白色我是表达有一天希望和平早一天过来。That's my idea.
Okay. So Sam's idea is that at first he saw the bomb destroy the community. What you see is a big fire everywhere. So that's burning, almost in his heart too. So it caused the whole community so messed up and so. He say really dirty here, okay, but then he put this white, kind of like a snow. He say hopefully the peace we getting, prevail everywhere. We coming back, okay. That's what he tried to describe to us.
Okay, this one picture that I drew a long time ago. But first of all, you can see this guy, he wear the green. 他穿绿色衣服，我代表是军国主义啊。那他 try to paint the whole world to become to war to do the red color. 所以你们可以看到，他在这个地方有一个 tank 是红漆，还有一个 brush right here. 那他想要把整个世界变成红色。你看他这个人呢，没有头，没有头，然后他的手指头有7根，1、2、3、4、5、6、7，哈。对。另外一只手是他手拿着一个手铐，那这只手又拿了一根枪，有没有？那枪要drop掉了。那还有这边是那 peace。和平歌love 对 peace love 被关在笼子里面，但是大家你看 struggling， 你看他们头都要伸到外面，大概资金跑出来哈，然后嘴巴衔着那个叫什么那个 olive 的 leaf 的那个 branch。他们就是说把这个和平带到全世界去，他永远抓不到，把我们关在笼子里面，关的是永远的。那我们看到这些人 ，OK， 我们可以看到这是世界上的人种，白人、黄人、黑人，还有是比较any kind of color。那你注意看他们的眼睛。他们都被 speech 了，然后他又睁开了，眼睛、嘴巴被红起来了，就禁止讲话，禁止不让你们看东西，所以我们又把它睁开，所以永远是想要 control， 他想要控制人类的思考，还有眼睛都想要那我们应该看到很多他睁开那眼睛都张开，嘴巴也是一样。那这个是已经有一点变成绿色了，跟他被统一掉了这是我全世界就是要赤化世界。那这边下面这边都是dead body。OK， 好，谢谢。
Okay, this is a very good image of the war. Look at this red, okay? Mr. Seng said this is a tank, okay? That really, implied to today's the Ukraine war. So there's a tank, and this guy, he's in the uniform, but he used a handcuff and with a gun, and try to come, to terrify the whole world. So he locked the people all the peace in the cage. Okay, so all the peace drove it's all locked here. but they will try the best to escape, to find out. And look at, this is all the human being. You could be the all different. Could be the Caucasian, could be the black people, could be the Asian people, could be the all kind of people, and most of them has been shut the mouth, but look at their eye. It's almost like a tear, everything. So and the bottom of the background, this is all the dead body. Okay, this is a tragedy of the war. Good picture, good picture.
Okay, this one is Taiwan the map. 是你现在是你把它拿的 vertical 一样，你拿起来就这个台湾。哦。那这边是台南、高雄、屏东、台北台中。这边是东部啦，这是花莲、台东啊。你看，这是一个台湾的地图。OK。那你可以看到台湾都是遍地黄金哦。都是黄色的，有没有？雾层地就黄金就是了。所以它像老公要是要打完台湾的话，你看这个旁边这个地方都是 ocean 哈，都是 ocean。它要打进来，它经过你看这个 ocean 都会裂开，你看没有？所以他们要是过来的话，一定会沉下去的。OK， 这是台湾，好了。
Okay, so this is a map of Taiwan Island. If you put it a vertical way, you probably see on the map. And what he tried to say, Taiwan is a rich island. All the color looks like gold. That means economic is so strong. It's in Taiwan. But he say all the this is means of Taiwan Strait, and if the China we came across the Taiwan Strait to attack Taiwan, there are a lot of challenge. There are a lot of dangers is here. It's not that easy for them to cross the Taiwan Strait here. Yeah. So this war make us think of. A lot of people say today's Ukraine, tomorrow's Taiwan, and there's a lot of lessons we have to learn. Okay.
This one is the Jane Mountain 玉山，是台湾的护国神山。我故意把它画成很多 cloud 在这边就变成很高的山。那这个山台湾很多。像台风都是要经过，都是被这个山挡住，跑到两边去了所以不过来。那所以我们把它画成一个自由女神，把它勒印在这个尖毛藤的上面。是象征的是台湾是自由民主的国家。那人民你看大家都欢呼大家都在欢呼，耶，台湾万岁！那就是说我们自由国家，我们是说德不孤必有邻说我们有很多爱好自由的国家，大家都联合在一起。那这样。来对抗这个共产国家来侵犯我们台湾。OK， 谢谢。
Yeah, well, I asked Mr. Singh, say, as an artist, your artwork should reflect to whatever the current war situation. So he say, okay, I make a drawing. The idea is that in Taiwan, J Mountain is the highest mountain, and that defends a lot of a typhoon and make the island become more safety, and so Taiwan become an island of the freedom, and that's why he put the symbol of the Liberty statue here. And look at the face. It looks to me it's almost like a Zelensky. Yeah. But this is a crown of the Liberty statue crown. And then all the bottom here is all the people from Taiwan or worldwide people. They say, hey, Taiwan is, it's our homeland. We support, to defend, and we cheer. We are so happy to live here. So this is a great artwork from Mr. Seng Wang, and this is his portion. And second portion, we had the other artist is Paul Lync, and Paul Lync wasn't able to present today, but he did have the artwork, and he will ask the Seng Wang to interpret it. But his artwork is very special. It's kind of like the ink pen drawing. And since he's 15 years old, and he already learned lots of technique, and he is he graduated. He was, of course, he grew up and born in Taiwan, and in 1946 and 48, he already joined in the, at that time, Taiwan's the first and second years of the whole island's arts exhibition. In 1947, he also joined in the art association, and 1949, he had a teacher teach him how to, very famous teacher, Mr. Lee. Is probably most of people probably don't know, but he's a very famous teacher. Teach him how to make a drawing. So in 1965 to 85, he teach in the University of Colorado civil engineer as a professor. In 1974, he co-editor with the Arthur Boras to complete his textbook, Electrical Engineering Mechanics. In 1986 to 1997, he worked for the U.S. National I'm not quite familiar with this organization anyway. So he did work with the federal government. And after he retired, and in 1995, he joined the. He actually is one of the founding member of the Los Angeles Arts Association. In 1997 to 1999, he also worked as an advisor for the Rocky company. And then 1995 to now, he participated in the art show in Los Angeles every year. And from year 2000 to 2008, he was the president of the Art Association in Los Angeles. And then, yeah, this is pretty much it. So now next it's his painting. Yeah.
Okay. The Pauline, no, Paul, he have a little bit, the body don't feel good, so I took it from he promised. Okay, we talking about this. This topic is I lost everything. I lost everything. This one is the lady of the Ukraine. First of all, you can see the 围巾怎么讲？scarf。围巾怎么讲？
Scarf.
Scarf, yes, scarf. you can start the color. One is blue, one is the tan color, yellow. So that means the Ukraine flag. So he lost everything, husband, son, everything she got. So this one, the lady, you can tell, very sad and tear running. You can see, and then now here is the east side of the Ukraine. So a lot of fire or everything become to the trash now. And this one is the church. The train station. Okay, then you can see the top. 你可以，这是只有一张，对不对？
对啊，一张。
OK， 它上面有画一个，你好。
没有关系了。
OK， 我们再来，你要讲吗？
那这个 NATO 它有没有解释？NATO 有没有 ？NATO 这是北约啊。
NATO 啊。他跟我讲什么我都忘掉。
没有关系哈。I think what Paul Lync, that's his name. His last name is Lync. Most of people translate into L-I-N, but he called it L-Y-N-N. Paul Lync. Okay. Paul Lync's idea, look at this old lady, and if you watch from the skirt he has, one is that's the flag, the national flag of Ukraine. So one is a yellow field, and then the clear blue sky here. Okay, so that's a. But look at what she's so sad. She lost everything. That could be the husband, could be the family member, could be the grandkids, all gone. Okay, and look at the country, all his community, all in fire, and even this could be the train, or could be the high-rise building, or their community center, whatever. It's all under bombing. Okay, and I believe that he put the NATO here. He's hoping that the NATO can reach hand to help the nation, to help her country. Okay, yeah. So this is a good drawing reflecting to the war. And Paul, he's almost 88 years old, right? 88. Yeah.
88.
Yeah, 88 years old. So he's not that kind of stable at this time. So he has to run in and out in the hospital. But he did finish this artwork. I really respect him. Okay. Next one.
Okay, this one, the title is The Beauty and the Beast. Okay, you can see this one, Beauty.
Yeah, Beauty and Beast.
Yeah, the Beast. This is the Beast. So you can see he's standing on the top of here. See, the shape just look like Taiwan. This one, the yellow-green part.
Yeah.
这一块是那 shape 就是台湾的地图。
Yeah.
那它是描写第二次世界大战以后呢，台湾被让这个中国蒋中正来take over， 也不是 就是 taking over 所以他是说他像 Beast 一样，他把台湾搞得一塌糊涂造了很多的事变就是说把一些中国不好的习惯把它带到这块乐土上面来。那这边是 banana leaf， 它是 banana leaf。我说这 banana leaf 是有象征的什么东西？他说这像 wave 一样，像水那个水波，一层一层的飘到台湾来，所以他说这个是代表把不好的习惯一样的东西带到这块台湾来，这是他整个的艺术是这样子的。
Okay. Yeah, I think Lync tried to explain Paul's idea. He said, first, you start from this background here. This is a map of Taiwan. So you can see this is Taiwan. But on the island, since after World War II, Chiang Kai-shek and KMT's government came into as a refugee, came to this island. They are almost like a beast. They destroy a lot of good nature of the island, and the island itself just like a beauty. Okay, this looks like a man, but it's a lady anyway. So what he tried to describe is that the KMT, they came into this island, they destroy a lot of the good things, and then it's time for the people that Taiwan to wake up. Probably, beyond this destroying, we just recall last weekend what happened in the Los Angeles area on Orange County. There's a church we call the Geneva Presbyterian Church. It's most of the churchgoer or Taiwanese senior, and a guy, he also grew up in Taiwan and born in Taiwan and grew up in Taiwan, educated in Taiwan, worked in Taiwan, also retired in Taiwan. But now he came to the United States and live in the Las Vegas. Unfortunately, on the 15th last week, and he bring a gun and had the fire and killing one medical doctor and injury 5 persons. So he's been charged for the almost like a 10 count. One, the murder count, and then 5 attempt to murder, and 4 use the dangerous device weapon. So it's totally 10 fatal count. So this is the time for us to rethink over the safety and the security of the island. Yeah. So this probably we read out for the presentation from Paul Lync, and we have another one, and it's Alex Shea. Okay, Alex, it's your turn. Alex online.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see it. 可以，快点 ，yeah。
真是，可以啦。
係，我因為要喺幫呢度，所以喺幫呢度，所以，
所以這字咁就讀。
Okay. Whatever I try to introduce here is that the talk about 你介紹啦，即係我就你介紹個翻嚟嚇。
哦。我就一輩子都在搞半導體。
OK。
從交大畢業以後到現在為止，大概都離不開半導體啊。但是在2007年的時候呢，在一個偶然的機緣之下呢，經過朋友的介紹，跟現在台醫大退休的教授徐勉雄學油畫。才發現說，這個好像是我年輕的時候呢的一個算是不能算是嗜好，因為沒有時間去畫嘛，但是也是希望做的一件事情。因為在我老祖母98歲過世那一年呢，我到她的房間想找一些。看有沒有什麼東西可以留下來當紀念，結果呢，發覺說哇，什麼都找不到，所以我後來在想說，如果我今天呢，把我的錢、我的事業留給我的後代，
今天我不管给他呢50万、100万或者1000万，明天他说那个钱是他的，不是我给他的，因为钱这个东西到谁手上就是谁的。所以后来我想说，哎呀，如果这样的话，是不是呢？可以学一点东西呀，留给后代，让他可以哪一天呢会想到说，哦，有这个老爸或者这个阿公或者这个阿祖，所以我去学画的目的也是想说呢，是不是学一些东西可以留给后代呢，让他们有一个纪念，说这个是老爸留下来，或者老公留下来。所以我在2007年开始学画，到2010年呢，第一次在那个新竹马偕医院办个展。那目前呢，大概就是来来回回台湾，总是呢，不管是在台湾在美国呢，都会找时间作画。这个大概就是我简单的一个经历。
Okay, here's a brief bio for Alex. You say his lifetime, his whole life career is a semiconductor. Not until he always enjoyed hiking, traveling, but not until 2007. So through a friend introduced, and he know the master, the art teacher at Xi Min Xiong, yeah, and then he started to learn the oil painting. So at that time he suddenly wake up, say, "Oh, this is the, whatever I like for the whole year, for the whole life," and he always think one day if he gets older, he accumulates lots of assets and give it to the kids, to the second or third generation. They probably won't appreciate it. They all of a sudden turn around and will say, "Hey, those money, it's not yours." So then he really think he has to build something, has a personal spirit, and can give it as a heritage to the second generation. So in year 2010, January, he has the first personal art show in Taipei, in Hsinchu Mackay Hospital. So now he still travel between California and Taiwan, but whenever he has time, he always like to painting. So now we start his painting. Oh.
OK， 这张画呢底下有一个2020，
yeah，
这个就是在标示说呢，我画这张图的时候呢，刚好就是这个COVID-19 开始这个传染到全世界的时候，所以这张图里面呢，如果你仔细看，它里面有很多 virus 的那个菌，
yeah，
但是在这个 virus 的里面，经过毛玻璃呢，你去看，有几个暗的那个影子，那个就是在表达说呢，逃难。因为有一些人想说要逃离这个 virus， 或者是要逃离战争。那因为我这一张画呢，其实是它的灵感是我老爸给我，因为我老爸在他的年纪很大的时候到台北来跟我住在一起。有一天呢，他突然跟我讲一句话，他跟我讲呢，川你嘛， 这个世间吼，若无瘟疫就有战争，若无战争就有瘟疫。所以迄阵你甲我讲迄句话时呢，我就感觉讲，敢若是安尼哦，因为阮老伙也无甲我讲啥物大道理啦，但是我也想想讲，即个大自然本身伊就有即个机能，即个机能经过几啊亿年、几千万年。几万年、几百年、几十年，拢经过即个机能伫控制即个地球顶悬的这生物，伊真公平的去分配即个地球顶悬的资源，互这生物呢，拢会当生生不息。所以呢，伫古早时代，医学未发达，即个佫无即个人文的思想，讲一定爱和平，爱安怎的时阵呢，人类经过一阵仔，你也伤济的时，伊就开始有瘟疫、有天花、有霍乱、有黑死病、有啥物病，就死一大堆人。等候过一阵仔呢，人佫坐起来的时阵，伊无瘟疫的时呢，伊就开始有战争，所以呢，佫死另外一批人。所以，即个大自然呢，伊用即个手段伫控制即个地球顶悬，保持呢，遮生物真公平，逐个人拢会当呢永生，拢会当继续落。所以即张图我伫讲的，就是讲呢，这有即个 COVID-19， 有即个人伫逃命，这其实呢，是一个人生出来时，伊命中注定一个命运。这个物件按今仔走袂100年以后，阮也走袂；1000年以后，阮也走袂。你不管你想要安怎避免，伊无法度避免。这是绝对呢会产生的一个情形。所以，这张图呢，你会当甲看做今仔日乌克兰跟苏俄战争的一个预言，就是讲。今仔日即个乌克兰即个苏俄的战争呢，伊本来就会发生，伊毋是突然发生的，伊是呢，伫即个大自然伫控制即个生物的行为的时阵，伊老早就已经安排好。我是安尼讲呢，就是讲有几点吼。我会当直接提出来咧，互逐个人去想看卖。你今仔日乌克兰伫苏俄要拍乌克兰以前呢，乌克兰跟中共伊是足密切的。伊帮中共呢，伊卖伊迄个辽宁号的航空母舰的船卡，伊走去。帮助中共呢发展迄个战斗机的引进，帮助伊发展即个军事工业。但是当伊伫帮助这共产党做这代志的时，我想伊并无去想着讲有一日，即个战争呢会走来到伊的头壳顶，所以。即个你要甲讲是普丁的阿爸，你若深深去甲想，你敢袂当去甲想着讲，这是毋是乌克兰人民伫 伫冥冥之中应该受的一个报应。这个吼，这个我感真值得呢，所有的人去思考，因为你今仔日呢，你为着利益，你去帮助一个恶霸，有另外一日，因为这个价值观，鼓励另外一个恶霸呢，走来甲你修理。这讲起来是一种观点吼。我是感觉这大家人今仔日当然是乌克兰的人民，我有哪甲伊做同情的，但是这是毋是伊的宿命？这我是感觉讲，值得人去思考。另外一点就是讲，这中国人，你讲中国人无要打中国人，其实过去60-70年呢，中国人毋是无要打中国人，中国人是要杀中国人。你甲看即过去60-70年呢，死伫即个共产党的手头的中国人几千万人，死伫蒋介石手头的中国人嘛是几千万人。所以你袂当讲你一个种族，你是小乡的种族，你去保证讲伊是和平的。我要讲的意思是讲，你说我是斯拉夫人，你乌克兰嘛是斯拉夫人，所以你讲中国人袂杀中国人，斯拉夫人敢袂杀斯拉夫人？这是去另外一种观点，就是讲，这个跟你的人种是无关系，这个是跟吼，你迄个政体是毋是集权，有迄个民主，有迄个自由，也是讲呢，你一个恶霸。你一个集权者，你一个独裁者，你会当决定一切。你会使甲看，你可能讲，我有权利提钱，这个钱就是一旦政府若对我讲不利，我有反抗的权利。但是你伫中国，你无迄个权利。你真伫乌克兰。你有迄个权利，是因为你乌克兰已经脱离这个苏俄。你若是还搁伫迄款古早的苏联，你是无迄个权利。这是呢，所有的人拢爱有这种想法，就是我简单讲，就是讲，你今仔大家在讲西方的自由迄个中国。苏联的这个独裁，不管你用啥名义，我干那一句话就讲互清楚，就是讲呢，你正住伫一个所在，你这个国家，这个国家是你的，还是你是国家的？这个国家若你的，你有权利去甲左右。这个国家若甲你控制，甲讲你是国家的，你就变做一个奴隶。所以吼，这拢无需要去辩讲诶，对一个政体较好。
是差不多吼，差不多你差不多。
差不多啊吼。好。
So for this picture, I will try. 等下我小可解说哈，再看照第二张开就差不多要结束哈。Okay, for this picture, I think Alex tried to describe is that you can see here there's a lot of virus related to COVID-19. And of course, it's very detailed and a lot of variant also. But you can see all the stripe here, You say a lot of people just cannot suffer, so they try to run away to escape. So he kind of related to what his father tell him. He said that the pandemic or the pandemic is related to the war. You see, in the past history, in human history, always combine the pandemic and then war and pandemic, and then back into prosper age. So it's kind of like a rotated. And of course, he described this a lot of things related to the national, the Ukraine, the history, long time associated with the Soviet Union or Russian people, and they all from the Rus and South. Okay, and I actually have lots of picture drawing, but I'm afraid we will run out of time. And the second one, I hope Alex can cut it short, and then 这较短的吼，这张。
这张是迄个13读过迄个王老师，迄个王老师那有画过吼。我这张13内底呢，是有迄个有一寡暗藏一寡物件，就是讲伊有大鹏鸟，伊有大象，伊有迄个野狼，伊有迄款猎人，也有老人。所以这粒伞看起来是真温柔，但是事实呢，这内底拢暗藏一寡呢玄机，就是讲呢，这都毋是好食。我的意思是讲呢，这个13是代表台湾人的精神，台湾人的一个象征。台湾人呢，并毋是很好食。这过你会当甲看咱遮这个枪击案的代志，这个中国人迄个遮台湾780岁的老人呢，甲围起来较制服，表示啥呢？台湾人毋是干那少年人有迄个勇气，遮老人呢，伊稳也袂惊代志。这是台湾人最基本的精神。这个精神就是讲，日本来台湾的时，开始10万的台湾人较稳定落来。国民党来台湾嘛是40万的台湾人较稳定落来。所以要惹台湾，你爱事先呢爱想好，若无呢，你有可能毋是讲你要摕台湾就摕台湾，你有可能灭国灭政。我安尼。
Okay. Yeah, I think for this, also the Jade Mountain and Mr. Seng Wang also had this one, but his style is a little bit different to Wang because he built in a lot of symbolic spirit of the people of Taiwan inside here. Anyway, this is a great picture, and due to our time, it's almost up. I would like to get this up, but actually I do have a lot of, let me stop sharing, okay. And we do have the Martin Tsai. Martin Tsai actually, it's the owner of this Taiwan US.net. So, please, yeah, Martin, yeah.
OK 这个用文我用咱台湾的母语，甲大家说道声底吼。首先，甲咱这个谢正宽伊所邀请10个社团，包括。
点记啊！我记得。我袂关咧，我见到。And before that, I think I saw Lee Gill. Lee, would you like to say a few words? Are you still online? Lee.
John, thank you.
Yeah.
Very
Little.
interesting, and I appreciate it very much. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Lee 是我拢叫北京的泰国人，因某是泰国人。Okay, Martin, continue. 继续。
我若要感谢今仔日有咱社区的这个艺术家、画家来伫这个所在用因的这个画作来表示因心内的寄望甲希望，希望这个瘟疫赶紧消失，这个世界和平带来咱新的希望。所以今仔日感谢2点钟所有的演讲者甲主讲者甲这个画家的展览安尼真多谢代表台湾海外网甲这个节目所有的工作人员甲恁说多谢。过来，我要用这个时间小可介绍这个后礼拜拜六暗时。伫即个共个时间，台湾是礼拜早的9点到11点。后礼拜咱要邀请台湾前国防部长蔡明宪，要来甲咱讲起即个台湾国防政策甲战略有需要什么款的改变，甲新的策略安尼。然后要请台湾空军中将空军副司令张延廷将军，伊捌伫咱的节目第2礼拜就讲起这个乌克兰战争甲现代战争的变化，互台湾真济这个国防甲军事防卫改革的决心。因为这届乌克兰战争，咱会当体会到，即摆战争是对防守有利，对攻击者、侵略者不利，因为会当用差不多100%的经费，就会当将这个2个士兵。就会当拍一台战车，拍一只直升机，甚至一台战机安尼。所以呢，蔡明宪后礼拜甲这个张将军要来讲台湾的国防的政策。说来迄个礼拜，搁过来迄个礼拜，咱要邀请台湾的立法院长，这个游锡堃院长来讲起这届的战争。对台湾人的体系冲击，甲这个反省的所在是伫倒落，所以伊徛伫立法院的院长的立场，呼吁台湾有真济关于国土安全，大家爱思考，讲国土安全法安那来设立，真济台湾的制度要安那来改革。因为伊做一个立法院长，有任务、有使命来改革真济立法，来保护台湾这个国家。我简单讲到这，即马请将你补充一下，多谢，多谢各位。
好，我想咱第10摆、第10次的这个座谈会已经到2点钟伫遮要来结束后手咱搁有5摆，搁5摆就差不多蔡董事长甲咱讲的，就是这个蔡明宪前国防部长要来甲咱做主讲，搁有空军张延廷，搁落来迄是3集啦，咱过来就是迄个6月初4迄个礼拜6月初4迄个礼拜时阵是有邀请到，我还未搭出去，有邀请到咱湾区的这个共和党的 副主席啊，吼，迄个批斗过吼，啊，第二个人我未 confirm 吼，所以无原则上就是讲用美国的政治角度来看，即场战争啊，搁看台湾就对啦，吼，啊，搁落来就是迄个6月11的时阵，才换着尤锡坤啦，吼。啊，6月18迄个礼拜吼，6月18迄个礼拜，原则上是刘一德有哦，迄个大连党的主席刘一德已经有 confirm 讲要来吼，啊，搁第二个迄个蔡教授我还未 confirm 安尼嘿，所以目前是排到遮啦，啊，上尾啊，咱搁伫望期待就对吼。好，我想今仔日到遮吼，简单多谢大家参与，感谢，哦，好，安尼，好，再见，再见。
多谢恁支持这个节目，吼，拜托恁甲大家互相通知，每拜六甲礼拜来参加这个节目。
我有看到安娜做迄个做周立伟啊。要甲咱讲一句哦，昨年啊，安娜，感觉搁伫啊，还是走啊？
迄个黄家道吼，黄医生，多谢你来参加。周小姐，
讲几句啊？我要结束啊，你讲几句啊来。
歹势，安尼好，歹势，因为拄则有入来啊，但是。因为阮主席因爸爸过身，帮处理一寡在办公室里面啦。
了解，好。
处理一寡迄代志。
好啦。
不好意思，我想讲没有办法专心听。
好。OK， 好，多谢。好，啊，再个。
我是一个感觉啦，就是我感觉咱台湾的，因为伫个国民党过去在教育之下，咱拢敢若活伫个即种。很神话的世界里，说最近发生顶礼拜发生伫个加州这个俄亥的这代志，这个是一种神话。这个人已经住伫美国啊，但是为什么伊的头壳内底，搁遐尼侪中国，搁要别人去，搁要叫台湾人去做中国人？我感觉这个部分是即摆政府嘛是爱去注意的代志，因为这款的想法，若是伫个这个所谓的外省第二代的脑子里，其实。为这个疫情发生到今嘛，咱台湾嘛有一寡乱象，那这个也是有很多他就是台湾血统的人在做哦，我觉得这是因为教育的关系，所以这不是单一个案。那
对，
所以我感觉这个部分政府应该是要很慎重的部分来去检讨英国的这个教育，为什么咱就得移民出去，不管是去澳洲去。澳洲去美国、加拿大，其实到第二代、第三代，其实伊就落地生根，就在那个地方。那为什么台湾那个中国的来到台湾之后，到了现在第二代、第三代，伊头壳内底都是遐尔啊中国，这一定是有问题嘛。所以你若无这个问题真没有把它处理的话呢，就连台湾人都被叫成是中国人。对，那其实俄乌战争，互咱看到就是讲。乌克兰人因有一个国家有一个土地通好爱，通好疼，但是咱台湾人一家，这教育之下变做是懵懵渺渺，还是讲没有根，好像我们要回去中国，我们是中国人。我觉得这个部分是我们要很认真去正视的啦。这是我想的一个部分，甲各位前辈参考呢。
好，多谢。啊，你讲好黄家道是要甲咱讲几句无？黄家道啊，无迄个某人啊，免混啊，免混啊，有啲。
我无什么意见啦。
无什么意见就好啦。恁大个节目你无啥捧场咧。
有啊，我有去听。
你有去听？好啦，啊，黄家道若无要甲咱笑，咱大概就直接结束啦，吼，好无？好，感谢你 ，Thank you， We see you next time. Thank you. Thank you.
哦，谢谢。
Okay. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
哎，快7点。
End of meeting. 好了，关掉了。因为还没回来。哦。